Washington President Trump rarely misses a chance to offer himself up as the champion of forgotten Americans, men and women who feel ignored or derided by elites and believe, as he frequently says, that the system is rigged against them. "You will never be ignored again," he said this month at a campaign-style rally in Pensacola, Florida, a phrase that became the banner headline the next morning in the local newspaper. But this week, the president hopes to sign with great fanfare a tax bill that would deliver its largest benefits, not only in dollar terms but also as a percentage increase in income to corporations and the wealthiest Americans. His own family stands to gain from tax breaks maintained or extended for corporate real estate ventures, and his heirs have reason to celebrate the doubling of the exemption from estate taxes. Under the bill, the Trump children and grandchildren could inherit $22 million tax-free, though they would have benefited more from a cut in the estate tax rate or an abolition of the tax altogether. Last week, the Federal Communications Commission, led by Mr. Trump's pick as chairman, Ajit Pai, reversed the Obama-era policy known as net neutrality, over the objections of consumer groups and owners of small internet businesses, who fear that without the protection, giant internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon will charge internet companies for offering fast lane speeds, slow down the content of companies that do not pay or even block them. Consumers could be charged variable rates for internet access, depending on which websites they visit. In the coming weeks, the Education Department plans to roll back protections for college graduates saddled with student debt from sham for-profit universities. And in the opening months of his presidency, Mr. Trump signed congressional resolutions permanently reversing rules that would have required companies seeking significant federal contracts to disclose violations of labor standards, and would have required oil, gas, and mining companies to disclose payments made to foreign governments in exchange for access to drilling or mining rights. By reversing one rule, the administration impeded states from establishing retirement programs for private sector workers whose employers do not offer a retirement plan. Another rule that was eliminated would have required retirement planners to agree that financial advice had the client's best interest at heart, not the investment companies. While Mr. Trump's insurgent populist message helped send him to the White House, he has yet to fulfill his promise to storm the castle of the establishment. In fact, in many ways he has helped prop it up. If you want to call yourself a populist, you better be ready to stick up for the little guy, whether she punches a timesheet or swipes a badge, makes a salary or earns tips, whether he works behind a desk, on a factory floor, or behind a restaurant counter, said Senator Sherrod Brown, Democrat of Ohio. Because populism is for the people, not these people, or those people, but all people. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, pushed back on the criticism, pointing to economic gains in the last year as evidence that Mr.